Hi friends, this is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be here with you with Pink and Main. It is March finally, and so that means that spring is just around the corner. We've got 16, 17 days left to go. And so I should have the monthly subscription products here by Thursday. I'm pretty sure. So we will be working on the stamp of the month for Thursday is the plan. And so I got to pick whatever I wanted to for tonight's live. And so as you could see from the title, we're going to be building up a little spring scene with lots of fun different die cuts. So I have pre-die cut some of the stuff. We're combining the Ladybug Dies, the set, which builds these, and then the Floral Banners dies. I borrowed these flowers and some of the little leafy branches. So I thought that would be cute. We're going to use our new Wavy Frame dies here in a little bit too. So yeah, I just wanted to make something sweet and that we could color. Yeah, I think it's going to turn out cute. So I die cut 2 of the ladybugs and a couple of these flowers in one branch. We might have to add some things as we're building, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. So I did see a ton of people here in the comments. I saw Frida and Angela checking in. I see Gail is here. KJ Fitz, welcome, welcome. I see Sharon's checking in. And Miss Jackie Ann is here. I see Lisa. I see Miss Judy. Desiree is here checking in with me. I see Jay is here. Miss Virginia is here checking in with everybody. I see Polly's checking in from West Texas. Is it warm there, Polly? I hope it is. It's not warm here anymore, but maybe 70s, I said, by next week, which is crazy. It only lasts for like a couple days, but I see Brennan's checking in and Karen is here. I see Helene and Dawn and Karen and Irma's checking in from Southern California. I see Diana and Miss Mary Ellen are here. I see Michelle. Man, everybody's here. Gang's all here, fam. I see Diana. I might have already caught Diana. I see Miss Linda is checking in from Michigan. Dad's here. And then I think I might be caught up. Look at me go. All right. Some of these just stuck to the plate, so I was just going to leave them and take everything off like one at a time. But I do think maybe it would be nice to have our like framed out space ready first, even if we don't like attach the frame yet, so that we can see how our scene is going to be built. So the Wavy Frame die comes with like a solid. All of these could be solid, right? The part that it cuts out in the middle, you'll have solid, but it comes with an outer solid layer. And so we're going to cut that from white. That's going to be our main card front. Okay. And then we're going to use the next smaller size frame. The next one down is the frame, and we're going to cut that from black because I wanted something that would pull in the black from our ladybugs. Okay. And then we're going to run that frame through one more time, but with the light blue from our new So Lucky solid papers, because that's going to be our sky. I just love this, like, it's like a robin's egg kind of blue. It's so pretty, and I just thought that would be such an easy little, not cheat, but like easy step. I don't have to ink blend. I don't have to color a sky. I don't know if you guys know, I hate coloring skies. with markers. It's my card kryptonite. So the frame will do twice. This one keeping the frame. This one we're just keeping the inside, and then our solid white. So unfortunately, that means all of you guys have to find desk combs. Let's see, we don't need any of these little dots. I guess I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. That's okay. I have an extra one. These. Just using the end of my little embellishment wand. Pink and Main does have these. I know, I'm pretty sure it was Melissa just told me she just got one finally. I love this thing. Oh, Frida said they're getting a lot of rain in Texas. It's raining all day here today too. Okay, like I said, we don't need all these little dots. Those can just live over there for right now. Let's get these all run through. How is everybody's week going? Everybody doing okay? I know it's only Tuesday, but anybody doing anything fun this week? There's our main base piece. Lovely. Let's pour this through I love that these frames are attached. Don't get me wrong. I love the stacked dies where you have the option. Like, I understand that. I get why that's nice to have options, but I love that I don't have to tape these and panic about if they're going to stay the right shape and size. I love knowing that I can just pop this in and run it through, and I'm going to get a perfect frame. Okay, so this is what I mean. We end up with the solids and the frames for both of these colors. We're just, you know, picking and choosing which we want to use from each. So I'm going to save this frame. And you could also not do the frame if you didn't want to. You could just place, right, the inner layer. They're still going to line up size-wise, and then your bigger layer becomes the frame, basically. But we are going to do this little black frame around like that. And then we'll have these for another card. Oh, I'm so itchy. Let's see. Helene said, Michelle has really knocked it out of the park with the March kit. So sweet to celebrate Pink and Main's birthday, right? This March is Pink and Main's birthday month, and this is the 12th year, like Helene said, I believe. And yeah, so every March, the products, pretty much all the products, 95% of the products are birthday themed. And I just love that, because this is the time of year where it feels a little holiday heavy, right? It's like Valentine's Day, Easter, St. Patrick's Day. And so I love every year having a good, like, year-round birthday stuff, right? Stuff you know you're going to be able to use year-round, year after year. You're not even going to have to think about it. They're just like ones you're going to be able to grab for really easy. So I'm not going to attach these yet because I want to be able to have like this branch run off the end of the scene, and we'll like trim it to match the curve. I don't want it to go over the frame. So we're going to have our little branch. Let's just color while we build, because especially like we know we're doing both ladybugs, we know we're doing the branch. Let's just work on that. So I die cut all of these from Ice Rink cardstock because we're going to be using our Olos. Mayhem Crafty Cards, that's such a cute name. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Mary Ellen, thank you, first of all, for watching replays, but also I'm so glad that you were able to catch us live. This is the best group of card makers, in my humble opinion. Extremely supportive, lovely card makers, and crafty supporters. All right, so sorry, let me zoom. Jackie Ann's probably like, girl, nobody can see that far away. Okay, my branch is gonna go this way because I like that the end of this curves up. If you really wanted to, you could have it go the other way. It wouldn't be bad. But so I'm adding a line for me to the right side, but really it's gonna end up being the bottom of our branch, right? So there'd be more shadow there. And then where this little fork is, we're gonna add a little to the bottom of that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come in here and there and just add like little dashes. And that is with O 4.6. Then we're gonna come in with the O 4.3 and just fill that in. And because this is a springy card, I'm gonna fully overlap these colors because the 4.3 is gonna bleach out that 4.6 a little bit, but that's good. I would like it to be lighter versus darker. I am gonna take my darker color and just run this along the bottom edge. Because we're not putting this up against white cardstock, if there's any little white edges against that brown that you missed, it's gonna show up more intense than normal. So, okay, so that's our little branch, and we can figure out once we get going how far over we want that. Those go down there. All right, let's do our ladybug because I know that here's my vision. I want one here, and I think that I want one like flying in. I think like that, or maybe like that. That's the part I'm not sure of. I want one flying in, and I want one on the branch. And then around the branch, or even coming from the bottom, I want florals, and then we'll put the sentiment up here. That's the general vision, okay? So let's jump to ladybugs. I had the eye. That's okay. We can, if we need to just take one of these circles, we can color it black and just pop it right behind and make our own little eye. I knew I shouldn't have poked out its little eye. Okay, so our ladybug bodies are going to be black, so that's going to be really easy. I'm not really going to worry about shading for most of that. We're going to, for the body parts, especially for the face, especially for this one that's sideways, for the face, we'll add like a little bit of shading, but we really don't need to like super stress on this part because it's going to get covered up by our cute little wings. And we'll color those red. Same thing, because it's black, and even though we're going to be layering, just in case, I'm going to take the side of my marker and just kind of stamp along these edges so that it looks nice and clean when we glue this down. So for his little face, I'm going to pull that darkest black across the bottom and then just under the antenna. Then we're going to come in with C9, CG9, and bring that around a little bit and up the antenna. Then the CG7. I mean, this is like very minimally noticeable, but I'll know it's there. I guess maybe we should just leave the eye white. So I'm just taking one of the dots from the little wing sections and adding a tiny bit of glue. And then we can just pop that on the back. So now you have the little eye. Okay. For this one, I'm going to mark out with my C7, just kind of where that curve is. Let's jump back to our black. Everything under the curve can just get a solid coloring with our black marker. I do think it's kind of funny that this one has little tiny antenna and this one has such fancy antennas. Whatever. You know what I mean. Just going to run a little of that C9 on the bottom of his little head and then C7 at the top. Okay. Now, the way more fun part, coloring in their little wings. Oh, stitch day. That sounds fun. J-Med Stitch Girl. Is it cross stitch or like crochet, knitting? I'm assuming cross stitch or sewing. Oh, and it's Frida's birthday. Birthday month. Happy early birthday, Frida. Okay. Focus, Caitlin, focus. Our 1.5 and 1.4. All right, we're gonna put 3 colors in here, but it's just because I'm being extra. If you like being extra, you add your 3 colors. If you're like, girl, you're crazy, then you can just add 2 colors. If I was only gonna do 2, I would probably do the 1.5 and 1.4. And I would skip this darkest shade. But because I'm leaving the background so simple, I think little things like adding, you know, one deeper color can help kind of still make everything pop a little more, right? With such a simple background, there's not going to be a lot to distract from these guys. They are going to get the full attention. So I think it's nice if you can to give them a little extra love. Okay, so for the sideways ladybug, I'm focusing all of that shadow on the bottom of its little wing body. For this one that's flying, like a circle, I am adding the shadows to the very top, and then around where the wings split open. And then my medium shade, I'm kind of creating a circle so that when we come in with our 1.4, oh, there's some other marker on that, or ink or something. Our highlight will be like right through kind of what would be the rounded center, if that makes sense, versus like spatially. And you can always do a couple layers, kind of just going back and forth, playing with that blend to make sure that it's nice and smooth how I want it. Don't worry if you color it like that and you're like, well, I can still see a line. That's not, you're not doing anything wrong. That's just how they work. You got to give it a second to kind of absorb into the paper, and then you can go back in and smooth everything back out. Just like that. Now, I might not know where they're going, but I certainly know where these parts are going to sit on them. So we can start assembling our little bugs. They don't have a home on the card yet, but we know how to put on their jackets. I think this card might also end up being a like cute white highlight card, like a white gel pen card, because these are just so cute. And then the way the circle one is made, I'm going to line up the top solid line of the circle under his little ladybug head. And then I'm just going to kind of shift this until the wings, where the wings are split, looks good to me. But it does hang off the bottom. That's on purpose. Okay, so those are our ladybugs. See, this is, I just want you to be able to see. It's very nitpicky. But do you see how on this side and this side, you can see that like little bits of white? That's because I did not edge the cardstock with red the way I did with the black. Same thing on the bottom of this one. There we go. And just that simple. Now they look more complete. Oh man, Dawn's giving Japanese lessons. Kathy, yay, I'm so excited. That's such a great reminder, Kathy. I haven't mentioned that in a little bit. We are having a birthday bash, Pink and Maine. Pink and Maine birthday bash class in April. We're busy prepping and making sure everything is good to go for that. It's going to be so exciting. So Kathy, I'm so excited that I will see you there. Okay. Let's do leaves next. Let's see. my little temporary ladybug setup. So these ones are the leaves that come with this die set. These are from the Floral die set. So I just wanted some size options because I love this leaf specifically. And it's nice to have a bigger option that's going to be able to like eat up some space. But I also wanted to have the reverse, right? So I have some teeny options where we can kind of be a little more delicate if we need to be. But they're all going to get the same color green. I want to keep it simple and I want it to be springy. So we're going to go with G 5.3. We're going to color in the stem branchy parts first and then just flick the color in through the center on these little, what would be like veins. There's no emboss lines on these ones that are from the Floral set, but we do have them on all of the bigger leaves. So I want to keep that design going. I want to keep that look going. And I'm coloring directly over my glass mat. Usually I like to put down a piece of printer paper. That's exactly what I was just going to say, because I just use those reds and they're still on the glass mat. So you have to be really careful that you're not picking up that color on your fingers or on your pen from the glass mat. But then I went ahead and did it still anyway before I could even tell you about it. But that's okay because we managed to just kind of like push that back out and then we'll clean off the glass mat. We can do that. We can handle that. Because these are so nice. You can literally just, you don't even have to put alcohol. If it's just like a little bit from coloring, you can just wipe it right off. I'm gonna have to be careful with the ink on my finger, but that's okay. All right, so those guys are good to go. Same thing, but these ones are a little easier because, like I said, the vein lines are already embossed in here for us. The little leafy lines. I do not know what my children are playing upstairs, but it involves jumping. I can tell you that. They don't often play together anymore. They're like too old and cool for that. So like I don't want to discourage it, but they sound like they're going to fall through the floor. So if you hear a really loud crash and I jump up, it's because they succeeded and they came through the ceiling, okay? Any moms, aunts, sisters out there will know what I mean though. Like when they're having a good day, you gotta let it ride. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I just enjoy when they get along as long as I can. All right, so there are some leaves. See, I feel like that's really pretty. If we're gonna put this guy up here, I feel like pulling that down to kind of take up that whole bottom space is really nice. And then maybe one of these could go with that little twiggy. And then we also have these little like mini branches now, right? They can kind of go further up. That kind of vibe, you know? Okay. You know what I didn't plan out was what kind of flowers we were going to do. In my vision, these are kind of like, right, like little buds coming up. I don't know. Because they're all on the same tree, I do feel like they need to be the same color. I originally was going to say pink, but because we have the red, I think maybe yellow would be nice. So maybe we'll do some yellow. Happy early birthday to you too, Jackie. Yay. We got a whole birthday gang. All right, let's go Y2 point. Let's do 2.2 and 2 point. I think that's what I want. I think it's 2.3 and 2.2. We might need one shade darker, but we'll figure that out in a minute. All right, I'm going to flip these upside down because it's easier for me to hold them that way. And I'm going to put our shadows at what will be the bottom. For these little guys, it's kind of just like a V. You can fill it in a little bit. These look like little duck feet, don't they? Little yellow duck feet. All right, then let's flip over to 2.2. See, that has 1000% user error, not marker error, for the record. I don't know if we're gonna be able to use that one with that ink splotch on it. Just kind of filling that in. I don't love that one. That's okay. There we go. Okay. Everyone can get out except for these two, because I want this to lay exactly how it is so that that leaf snuggles right into the corner. So I need that leaf to stay there so I know right where to put my little branch. And that's going to line up with this guy. Just like that. Try to tuck this under there while I can. There we go. That'll work. And I do really like this leaf up here. See, I'm thinking like that maybe. It's the fiddling part now. We're officially in the fiddles. Hold on one second. Okay. See, I don't know about that. Maybe that leaf is just extra. We can also like cover some of those little center leaves. That's really cute. Oh, I really like that. That's kind of cute. I like that. That spacing scratches something in my brain. And I never feel bad about having one or two little extras that don't get used, because it's always better to have more than you need ready to go. And if anything, we just got to practice coloring a little bit. And that's never a bad thing in my book. All right, so popping that little yellow leaf on first. Some glue little drops of glue to the back. Just like a tiny bit long. Just give it a little haircut. Ooh, and you know what? We'll pop up the ladybugs with some foam. We'll do our sentiment before we do that part, though. I can't wait to go back and see these comments. I'm just seeing little bits. You guys look like you're having a great time in there. There we go. All right, so I don't know that I've stamped on this type of paper before. And so I'm concerned that because it has that little bit of like shine to it, that the ink isn't going to soak in if we just regular stamp our sentiment. So I am thinking that we should stamp and clear heat emboss so that it doesn't smear. So that is the plan. We need our embossing, we need our clear, and we have our asphalt ink. Right, Angela? There should be more fun, crafty spaces for all types of crafty crafters. The world would be a much nicer place if everyone was able to easily get to crafty friends, right? Oh, the sentiment set we are using is the Hello Sentiments because I wanted to use Wishing You Sunny Days, because that is exactly what I'm wishing you. All of you and me. All right, so we can still place these guys down for just like making sure we have room. That would be cute if it kind of overlapped the frame. Maybe. Do we do the hello and the sentence? Do we even have room for that? I didn't pre-plan that. That could be cute. Is that too much? I don't think I left enough room. Ooh, I'm gonna be really bad and do something crazy. Don't panic. I'm going to cut my sentiment strip. We will still be able to use it. If we want to use it in a line, all we have to do is stick these ends together and we'll be able to place it down just like that. But for right now, it's also going to let me stack these in here like that. Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. Okay. You two can get out of the way. This is a little down. Sorry, I'm trying to like check the how they're lined up across. Everything's tilted down just a little bit. Yeah, as long as your scissors are sharp, you'll have no problem using these using those stamps separately again. I've been doing it for years. I saw Jennifer McGuire do it, so I did it too. Okay. If the goat says it's fine, then it's fine. All right. A little anti-static powder. We're gonna ink this up in black first. cute. Okay, then we're not going to move our stamps. We're just going to give them a little wipe down, get some of that excess black ink off. And we're going to come in with our embossing ink. We're going to stamp right over those. Okay. And then we're going to heat emboss them. And this is my leftover embossing tray paper from the other day because I didn't feel like digging through to find printer paper, but I did have lined paper easily accessible. Now this is detail clear. You don't have to do the detail. Regular clear would be fine. It's just the first thing that was in my drawer. Okay, and then we're going to melt it down. All right. I'm going to mute for just a second. I should probably make sure it's not turned on when I plug it in. 1 second. Okay. And now that's just a little brighter. It's got some nice shine to it. And we don't have to worry about any smushing or smearing with it not being on a traditional cardstock. And when I put this back in, I will just make sure my two pieces are still lined up together. Just like that. All right. And Oh my God. Sorry, guys. That was a lot, huh? All right. Well, what I was saying was I was worried that if I put only a little bit of glue on the back of my black frame, and then placed it down and then put the liquid glue on my main panel, that the black frame would dry in place really quickly, and I would have to like I wouldn't be able to shift it around if I needed to. So I added glue to both before I placed either. And when I placed the black frame down, I tried really hard to like place this edge down and then literally kind of just drop the frame into its spot, so that it wouldn't stretch or shift or end up wonky, so that my inner panel wouldn't fit anymore. So, and then this little part, I didn't get enough glue. So I was saying that I was just going to put some glue in there in between. And I popped up one ladybug with foam. I said how you could see that once the frame went on, that the black sentiment makes a lot more sense. Everything looks very intentional, especially with this ladybugs in place as well. Thank you guys for always being so understanding. Oh, goodness. All right, I'm kind of placing this, but not pressing down yet. I want to make sure if you don't press down on your foam, you have the ability to kind of pick it up and shift it. I feel like that feels good, right? Like, yeah. Okay. But once you squish it, you're not locked in permanently, but you're risking tearing something if you go to pick it up now. So make sure you feel good about it before you give it a squish. And then let's go in with a 10 white gel pen. And we'll just add some white gel pen. I just feel like this ups the springy factor. And because everything we've done is pretty bold, that's why I picked such a wide gel pen. And I don't know if I said it while I was muted or not, but the other thing is you can place this whole thing onto an A2 card front like that, which I think is what I would do. And as a matter of fact, I love that. So let's do that. But you could also, if you don't mind your card being a little smaller, you could use the solid wavy die, the biggest one, to make a shaped card, right? And then it would be a little bit smaller than an A2, but you'd have a really fun wavy shaped card. But we're going to commit to this black background because, again, I think it makes all of the other elements really pop. It makes that white really stand out. And then this whole thing would go onto a card base, A2 card base. So that is our fun, springy scene card to get us through our first live of March. How fun. I love that. We haven't done, played with some of these die sets in a while. So like I said, I should have the stamp of the month, which is the most adorable little animal birthday party stamp set for us to play with on Thursday. So get excited for that. And then foil of the month we'll do the following Tuesday, unless we can combine them maybe on Thursday. But get excited. This month's release is absolutely adorable, per usual. All my cat people will be very happy with March Cat. I just saw a little sneak peek of March Cat. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's everything for tonight. So once again, thank you for your patience. You guys are the best. I love you so much. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. I will be back here Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I believe Donna will be live over on Facebook tomorrow at 8. So if you are available, please go check her out. Make sure that you are subscribed here to Pink and Mane so you get notifications of when we're going live. Make sure you're following Pink and Mane on Instagram. That's linked down in the description for you, because that's where all of the sneak peeks and updates and things like that get posted. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. I hope that you have a wonderful day tomorrow. I'll see you guys back here on Thursday. Until next time, happy crafting, guys. Have a good night.